No thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound and Rebel Canners, because she's in here too. It's time for Friday night on the Homestead, and tonight's topic is what foods do you need to have in your pantry? Alrighty, and I spent a lot of time going over looking at my pantry, looking at things I have, looking at the things I want to get, looking at the things I want to change up, because I've been reading a lot of stuff lately. And of course, I get Mark harping on me on one particular product, and I'll point that out when we get to it. And I agree with him. I totally agree with him on it. But yeah. And the thing is, it's like, here he is.
I just got home.
Yep, I saw that. And the thing is, when we get that product, we'll explain why he harps on it so much, and I agree with him on it. Let's first go over and say hi to everybody. Ooh, had 45 comments in there. All right, first one in was, it didn't show up. Okay, someone commented on it either yesterday or the day before, because I loaded it up several days early. And that was, It's My Renaissance Life, I believe it was. Came in and made a nice long comment about it and did a wahoo at the end of her comment, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, so the next one in then that you guys can see on there is Crew 1351, followed by Phelan Klein Wolf, followed by C at Hugo Homestead. Then Troop 1351 and Shady Hill Homestead, Angels Homestead, L Dog, and Mark's commenting on both channels. And let's see, going down here, everyone's talking back and forth, saying hi to each other. Any new ones coming in as I go down. Diana is here. And Prepper 101 is here. All right. All right. Now, before I bring up the list that I've been working on for the last couple days, there is one line item which is not food. And I hope everybody agrees with me on it. Some may go, well, that's not pantry food. Food. True. However, if you have a butler's pantry which has more than food in it, and you should show you why I put this in here. I know Tammy agrees with it 100%.
How many of us people here actually think that do you think has a butler that is a butler pantry?
When the wife's here, sometimes I turn into the butler.
Well, that's different.
All right, so let's go back over here to this. Boom. And before I go off this thing, you look at this here. I mean, I'm just looking at it here. All right, good. They got they got this one over on the left here behind the what, you, and the your. Yeah, there's got a lot of heavy foods in there. But some of the really light cereals up on top. Then you're going, oh, wait a minute, paper towels. There's some toilet paper up there. But yeah, and then they got over here in the back under need and above pantry, you got that green bag sitting behind it. You got it looks like you got Clorox and you got some dish soap and stuff too, but those could be something you may want to put in a pantry or in another room that has laundry supplies in it.
I would say you never want to keep chemicals above or next to food.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is, laundry detergent, bleach, cotton pan soap, doesn't matter. Either keep it on a bottom shelf or keep it in another space, period.
Well, that's what those bottom two shelves there behind that green bag under need are clean supplies and stuff.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so let's go to the See, in ours, we got to keep ours in the laundry room because I I put a couple cabinets up in there, high cabinets with like clothes rod on it, and then I put an upright cabinet in there, and yeah, we got that stuff in there. All right, so first thing I threw up there. I mean, I threw this thing up there. First thing off the bat, healthy foods. We don't need to be storing ultra highly processed fake food. All right, that's me. The next thing I put up there was foods you eat. I'm sorry, this is the prepper in me saying the mantra. Store what you eat what you store. The next one is long shelf life foods. You could have a huge amount of food, but if it's got a short shelf life, you're not going to be able to eat it all in time. Let's see here. Meat. Yes, I put this one this one here is the first actual food listed because I am increasing the amount of meat we're storing for several reasons. Some of you will disagree with me on it. I'm not going to go into exactly the reasons why, other than I'm feeling better that I'm eating more meat. But the meat includes beef, chicken, pork, lamb, turkey, fowl, large group, fowl,
fish, tuna
fish, yes, tuna fish.
Canned salmon.
Yeah, salmon. My wife has cans of salmon. She has cans of oysters and some other bottom feeders.
Bottom
so
feeders.
Meat. Yeah, red, claws, begins with L.
Crayfish, lobster.
Yes.
Crabs.
All right. She's got cans of that in California. When she wants some here, she brings one of the cans here with her when she comes up to visit. And usually it goes back with her because she had it here just in case she might want it, but it's a little small can. And so, but she won't leave it here. I don't know why. All right. Now, after meats, or do you guys have any other meats I should put in there?
I think you pretty much covered the basics.
Yeah, covered it all.
Yeah. Salt. Salt is definitely long shelf life in the millions of years.
Yeah, I actually bought a case of, yes, it was kosher salt. It was all I could get at the time back in early 2020. And I got a case of Cisco kosher salt. I actually put them in chamber bags and sealed it just to keep the air out of them so they don't harden up on me. Yeah, you can break it loose now, but it also keeps outside flavor odors in the air from getting into it and just kind of changes it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kosher salt. It has that Prussia stuff in there for anti-caking, but I'm not going to can with it. It's just for cooking.
Yeah. When it comes to salt, there's a couple of doctors have been talking about the differences between the Himalaya salts and some of the other ones. And the one pointed out something which was to me was kind of like a duh. He was showing the one type of the quote healthy salts and stuff that are in like the 1 or 2 pound bags and stuff, and he held it up. This is very healthy, but don't get it. And he made a pause, and I was looking at everybody. He goes, and then he holds up this 25 pound bag of it, and he goes, this 25 pound bag is $4.95 a pound. Held up the small one again. This is $14.95 a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I have 4 25 pound bags of non-iodine table salt that I have stored. And so it's like, yeah.
I have a 40 pound bag of super refined, zero additive, super ground down salt. It's for swimming pools. for saline pools. The MSDS sheet from Morton literally says contains salt. It has it's literally the same MSDS sheet for all their table salts and everything else. I'm like, yeah, 40-pound bag costs me $16. It's super fine, so you don't use this by the teaspoon. You use it by the gram.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'll use too much if you go by the teaspoon.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like a teaspoon of marbles versus a teaspoon of BBs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next one here. I keep watching the chat for anybody chiming in. So if anybody has comments, let's see. Ancient grains. Now, I put this one specifically because of the difference between ancient grains, and we've talked about this last year and the year before about how the grains have been
altered,
bread and stuff. So the modern grain you buy, like your red winter wheat and some of the other ones and stuff, are not easily digestible. Whereas the ancient grains, the ancient wheat, the ancient barley, the ancient rye, are what was easily digestible because people ate it and they didn't get tummy aches. So, all right, this one's good. This one gives us tummy aches. We're not going to eat that one. But so I added that in there, and there have been, I know, about 15 of the homesteading channels that are in the last month that have been coming out with a lot of videos saying don't get flour, get the wheat berries, and specifically ancient grain wheat berries, and just grind it when you go to use it, because it maintains its nutrients and stuff in the berry, and when you grind it up, it doesn't have a chance to do whatever it's doing, reacting with the oxygen.
And it's not bleached and processed and has the niacin and calcium stripped out of it. And then they add it back again. Haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah. Yes. And Diana, yes. Boom. And I got the end corn. I got a big bag of it all sealed up and in the fridge. And when I pull it out and I'll take some out and I will make some biscuits or something with it and stick back in the fridge.
Just be careful. Make sure you're using a double bag. It's sealed well. Put a desiccant pack in there because you don't want moisture getting in there.
Yeah. Well, usually when I open it up is in the wintertime when the
right.
moisture in the house
still you might get a little condensation, and that'll start once one of them starts to go moldy, they all go with it.
Yeah. All right. So ancient grains. And CR's in here.
Well, we're talking about food. Of course he is.
Yeah. All right. Next one here. Yeah. Big one here. Oils and fats. And I listed some specifically out there. Butter, ghee, lard, tallow, olive oil, coconut oil. I didn't put avocado oil because you got to be careful on that one. You got to check to see whether or not it's been cold pressed or whether it's been chemically pressed.
Yeah, chemically pressed does not mean pressed. It means chemically extracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw one video on it where they're talking about it where they'll press it, cold press it, and they'll take what's left and chemically extract to get more avocado oil out of it.
Gotta get your both. They do that with olives too.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to make sure of your oils, that it's properly done. All right, next one. Honey. Gee, honey is one of those ones that has a shelf life of thousands of years.
Yeah, just keep the honey next to the salt, and you'll have the same expiration date.
Yeah. All right, and there are more and more homesteading channels, the back to basic homesteading channels that are putting out recipes for substituting honey for other sweeteners, and they all say the same thing. and Tammy will say this too, source local honey.
If you're using honey in place of sugar, you have to reduce the water in your recipe or liquid
Yeah.
in your recipe.
And again, in the beginning, before I started going through the list, I mentioned that Marcus has harped on this one, and I fully agree with him. Cane sugar over beet sugar.
Well, the difference is it says pure cane sugar versus sugar. If
Yeah.
it says just sugar on your little
Package.
blue W bag, it's sugar beet sugar. Sugar beets grow on the ground. Guess what they spray on the ground to keep the weeds down? Yeah, you don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Sugar cane has no natural predators, so bugs included, so they don't have to spray it. So they don't waste their money on it, and it's just sugar.
It's interesting. Is sugar cane will outgrow any weed in Hawaii.
Of course it will. It's probably deemed an invasive species.
All right. So hang on. I'm gonna put this comment up and go to the next one. Well, it's coming after. It's coming up short. Dang it! I thought I had it right in the order. All right, real vanilla. I'm sorry, this is not Wide Family Farms Poop Troop. We will not be talking about the imitation vanilla, but you don't want it. You want real vanilla.
You don't want it. Just go for the real vanilla.
And the same stuff they use to make make imitation vanilla. They tweak it a little bit, and they also get imitation raspberry too. All right, next one here. Spices. Lots of spices. And if you can grow your spices and harvest them yourself, so much the better. My wife has had rosemary, thyme, sage,
and parsley. It's a song.
No, I know, but not parsley. Parsley she replants every year. But she's had these things growing for at least
I got
12 years.
My oregano's reseeded itself for 5 years. It's like taking over.
Oregano, that's the other one she has. Yeah.
I have an oregano shrubbery, a lot of them, and then I have a sage bush, and in between I have a bunch of garlic chives that are fighting for their lives now.
All right, and let's see. Next thing, baking supplies, and I'm not talking about the pans and stuff. I'm talking about the powders. Baking soda, baking powder.
What's the shelf? You got to watch that. Baking soda, baking powder do have a shelf life.
Well, baking soda has a lot longer shelf life than baking soda.
Right.
Because baking soda has
yeast. If you're going to store yeast, store active dry yeast, pack it in a jar and throw an oxygen absorber or vacuum seal it to keep the air out of it. It'll help it last. You're still going to have to test it when you go to use it. Yeah. Put in your bowl of warm water, add a little bit of sugar, even if it's not in your recipe, and let it sit for 5 to 20 minutes. Make sure it starts to bubble. If it doesn't bubble, it's dead yeast.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is when it comes to yeast, if it comes in, the Red Star yeast comes in a nice airtight vacuum sealed bag.
The brick,
drop it in the freezer, put it in another vacuum sealed bag and drop it in the freezer.
Yeah.
All right.
And I know Tammy knows this. Contrary to what books say and a lot of people, you don't put yeast in the water to dissolve it. It doesn't dissolve. It softens. It blooms. Think of it like micro seeds. You put them in there, it softens the shell and allows the inside to sort of exit and do its job.
Yeah. It brings sort of like you were saying about the freeze dried yogurt.
Yeah, same thing.
The enzymes and everything else come back to life once it has water.
You just have to use good water. Don't use chlorinated water.
Yeah.
Saying.
Yeah. Starches, specifically potato, because Tammy's talked about using potato starch in a lot of stuff when canning to thicken it up.
Tammy has lots of potato starch. I think her screen's frozen because she's going to kill me here in a second.
Yeah, she's trying to move there.
Actually, my friend Linda has a garden of potatoes that are now sprouting in the basement. You'll be happy to know we are going to dry can butter herbed potatoes and do a video just for you soon, Mark.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you can say that I've, dry canned potatoes and canned potatoes.
That's why when I get extras, I just cook them, mash them up, add whatever I do to it, and freeze dry to make my own instant potatoes.
Yeah. The other starch too is Howie's favorite, which is the Jerusalem artichoke, aka sunchoke, which is basically a type of sunflower but has big tubers instead of just the monster root ball under it. So there's that. There you go. This is the non-food one. Canning supplies. I put for 3 years. My wife wants to.
Think of this. You may not need 3 years worth of jars. You just need lids and maybe extra rings because rings go rusty and go bad over time. The jars, if your pantry is loaded with jars, you better be eating the stuff and never just adding more to it because then you just have a million jars on the shelf and you're not eating it.
Actually, you want to. I went conservative there. Our goal is to have 5 years worth of jars. Some with stuff in them, some ready to get more stuff in it, so we can rotate through it
right.
As we go pull the stuff the long-term canning stuff off, like meats and stuff, which will have a really lost Tammy. They have a really long-term canning shelf life, and so all your canning supplies, which includes pressure canners, lids, rings, jars.
More lids. You need more lids than jars. Like 20. If you have 1,000 jars, you need like 3,000 lids because you're going to blow through them. You can't get them anymore, and they're going to be so expensive. Over the next after today, prices ain't coming down anytime soon. Buy it now; you have it for a long time.
Yeah,
if you can.
All right, the last one on this page is broths.
Yes,
and we've talked about broths. Turkey broth, chicken broth, beef broth,
pork broth. I got
pork
that.
broth. Yeah. So
I use that. That's like a base. My wife that's my biggest shelf is all the beef and chicken broth downstairs. I'll go down there like in 2 months and look on the shelf, like, holy crap, she went through half of it. But we had pot roast and chicken soup and you name it, we're making it. She just grabs the broth because it's my broth. It's good broth.
Yeah, Tammy's trying to come back in. The blank screen popped up down below in the thing, so her thing's still trying to connect fully to it. So
she almost needs to she leaves her video off. She'll get a little bit better because the video tears up extra bandwidth.
Yeah.
Nope, there she is. Hey Tammy, if you turn your camera off, it helps the bandwidth on you where you're at a little bit because you're not streaming extra gigabytes or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so we had Oliver Wendell Douglas came in, and CB said bought a case of lids during the last shortage.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
I still have 138 boxes of regular lids. 12 to
Wow, everybody's frozen. Or he's frozen. Tammy, you're not frozen. I'm not frozen. Okay, Tammy's gone. Is it just me? Is it only me? Can anybody hear me? Hey, CR, CB, Diana, can you hear me? Or am I okay? Maybe it's my computer. Are you there? Hey, Gil.
Okay, it looks like I'm back. You're back, and it's trying to come back up over here. Yeah, I had the wheel of death on all of us.
So I guess I was, I was L Dog just said you were the last survivor. I'm sitting there going like, is it my computer? I'm shutting off the Wi-Fi on my iPad and my phone. I'm like, is it me? Can anybody hear me? And L Dog said, yeah, just me. You all left.
All right. So share screen again, because that dropped that out. Kick Tammy. And all right, there's that back. Native Texan came in. Yep. Yeah, I know Mark was staying up there. I could see Mark staying up on, because I got YouTube over on this screen over here. So I went through the wheel of death. Tammy went through the wheel of death and dropped out. Then the shared screen dropped out, and it's like, holy crud! And Tip Top Farm just came in. No, it wasn't you. It was the system. Oh, so before I continue on, so I'm gonna I talked to Tammy about this before, and here comes Tammy back in. Maybe device not connected.
Tell her to shut the camera off. Trust me, with no camera, it works a little better. You get a little better with a bad signal strength. Yeah.
So Mark says, yeah, just go with your avatar, Tammy. But yeah, that was the system. And like I was talking to Tammy beforehand, last Friday's live stream here, the one about grow indoors. On Saturday, Walt Rogers, my friend, watched it, commented on it. Someone else watched it and commented on it, and it is now listed. When I went to bring this up here, it said down, it didn't have all the stuff on StreamYard. The first couple lines of description, it just said processing will begin shortly. It was already processed and out there. So nobody can see it because it's processing again. So the entire platform's been having problems. For those of you that do post shorts and stuff, during the last week, they changed it up so that unless you have your video is more than 3 minutes long, you can't block anybody from sampling either audio or video. If it's less than 3 minutes, you got to choose. They can sample audio and video, or they can sample audio only. So they've been changing stuff up again. Of course, to me, that's a big screw up.
So when I post my sofa shorts, I click on more. I go down to bottom. Like, yeah, you can only, if you want to do whatever, it's just for the audio, not because it's so short. I don't want the video. I don't want people remixing my stuff. No.
Yeah, exactly. But see, I like to take the one that says, don't sample audio or video, which should be below that. And if your video less than 3 minutes, you don't have that option again. It was that way for a long time. And then back in September, they changed it. And it's like, oh, cool. I can keep the idiots from sampling my videos.
Yeah, taking pieces of it and making their own. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So sauces. We talked about sauces. And we're going to be talking about this. Sauces is the topic for Monday night fireside chat. So we'll be going into sauces on Monday. But yeah, sauces is something you may want to do, especially tomato sauces for making all sorts of stuff along that line.
I rarely do tomato sauce just because it's so time consuming to cook it down.
Yeah.
90% of the time, I just do whole tomatoes or chopped or diced or whatever. I just throw them in a jar. And if I want a sauce out of it, I'd flip it. I put my blender attachment on it, flip it over, puree it. Then I'll cook it down. But I got the seeds in there too, which I actually like.
Yeah. My wife's number one thing to get is she gets the classical 4 cheese pasta sauce and the garlic and basil pasta sauce. We used to have a whole bunch more, and the boys and her kind of just have zeroed in on those two specifically. So she has all these cans of diced tomatoes. So she just adds diced tomatoes and stuff to it. So All right. Next thing. Oh, Mark's thing, freeze dried.
Yeah.
We have. We have.
I don't want to talk about my inventory.
So okay, it was a short one. The staff sergeant and I inherited from my mom about 25 cases, 6-can cases of freeze-dried Sam Andy foods that's filled with nitrogen from back in that my mom got back in
80s.
72, because the big earthquake was in June of 71, the Silmar earthquake. And after that, sometime after that, within the next years, when they bought a whole bunch of freeze-dried food. And the only stuff in that stuff that had gone bad was the flour, because after 25 years, and the eggs after 25 years. But
so hold on, were those cooked eggs, like scrambled eggs, like ready to just add water, hot water, and eat? Had to be.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, I freeze dry raw eggs. That's different.
But the all the apple chips, the freeze dried apricots, all the rice, everything else that was put in there and done. When we crack open a can every couple of years, primo good condition still. All right, so you're looking at stuff now that's over 50 years old, and it's still good.
That's in a metal number 10 can.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is like I bought 2 cans of just cooked chicken, diced chicken, and 1 can of beef from Mountain House. And the only problem with that is, it says it's got 20 servings in there. Well, that's great. You open that can, you better use that thing relatively quick. You can't just put a plastic lid on and throw it in a cupboard and forget about it for 6 months. It'll go bad.
Yeah, we found that out with we bought some was it Thrive Life TSP back about 15 years ago, and my wife was using it constantly. Then all of a sudden it's like, this is starting to smell funky.
Yep, it absorbs humidity out of the air.
Yeah, and so
freeze-dried food is starving for moisture. It has zero. Yeah. It wants it. Period. They're like little sponges.
Yeah. So those went away, and she still has a couple cans she hasn't opened, and it's like, okay, if we need to use that stuff, that's what we're gonna be making a lot of, and get stuff made, and maybe jar can some of the stuff we make from it, so it doesn't go bad.
Well, when you open a can, make sure it's a low humidity day. Get some oxygen absorbers, not desiccant packs. Yeah. Put it, move it over to a bunch of pint jars, whatever size portion you use. Put it in a bunch of little jars.
Yeah.
Throw an O2 absorber in there. Put the cap on there and crank down the lid, the ring. Make sure everything's clean, and put it in a dark area. And it'll probably be fine for not as long as if you left it in its original container. But I mean, the amount of moisture it'll absorb in a very short period of time, if you're quick about it, you'd still be able to get a fair amount of time out of it. And that's what I'd wind up doing with these other cans of stuff if I ever have to get to them. I'll probably give them to my daughters or something, like, here, you can have them. I don't want them. I got my own.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I may have missed it because my notifications will only take 8 notifications on the side here. So if more comes in, some get kicked out, others stay longer, others just bounce off the top and never show up on the list. Tammy either posted or is posting canning of Alfredo.
She already posted that.
She posted that. Okay, it bounced. I never saw. I never saw.
Yeah.
I never saw the notification.
Yeah, that was just this last week. I just made it video.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So the next one here. So I freeze dry. Yeah, it's freeze dry stuff. If you do it yourself, or you have a friend that has a freeze dryer, and you share stuff with them for using their freeze dryer.
Yeah, well, if you live close enough to them, don't try shipping it. It's not cheap.
Yeah. So, yeah, here's the maple syrup. This is the only syrup I put on there because the good maple syrup that we get we have stuff that we have containers of maple syrup that is like 30 years old, and my son cracked one of them open. He goes, "Wow, this stuff's still good. It's absolutely and he just absolutely went bonkers over." And I said, "Yeah, that's for long-term storage." He was kind enough to replace the can with some others of the same brand and stuff, but then he bought a big case of them for himself.
Of course he did.
Hey, he's not just an Eagle Scout with 8 Eagle Palms.
He's a prepper.
Prepper, but he also had for the Varsity Scouts got the Denali Award, which is the equivalent of the Eagle Scout for that, and Venture Scouts he got the Ranger and Summit Awards too. So yeah, he's big on preparedness. All right, so maple syrup, we have 2 types. We have the ones in cans, and we have the other one that does not have high fructose corn syrup on it, but it does have regular corn syrup on it. And just because the grandkids just make such a mess, we don't want to waste the good stuff on the kids if they're just going to make messes,
Oh yeah, let the kids eat crap. I see how you are, Grandpa.
No, once they start taking care here, and the older ones, Aiden is much more. He doesn't make a big mess, and so Danny and Oliver are coming along, and I've been harping on them every time they come over. Hey, stop making a mess. I give him just a little bit of syrup, and actually Danny has gotten to the point where he only wants just a little bit, not a soaking, just a couple drops drizzled on it, and he smears that around on top of the pancake. It's like, okay, cool.
Ooh, they love my freeze dried pancakes. So I make pancakes, I freeze dry them. Not freeze dry them before I put them in the freezer into the freeze dryer. I thin down maple syrup with some water so it's thinner, because it's going to come back out anyway. And I kind of drench all the pieces of pancake in it. So all you need is a nice cup of coffee. Put it in your mouth and crunch it, and you put a little coffee or water in there. It's like, oh my God, I'm eating breakfast. This is awesome.
The last batch of pancakes I made for him, I put the maple extract into the pancake mix. And Danny was just saying, he took a bite before he got syrup on. He goes, it tastes like it's got syrup in it.
Yeah, throw some raspberry extract in there next time if they like fruit in there, or blueberry extract.
Yeah. All right. So next thing, jams, jellies, etc. So we did jams, jellies, preserves. I just lost a lot. There's about 5 different ways you do it, and have different names for them. But yeah, there's that stuff. You can get stuff like that. Make sure you have plenty of that to. For me, I got to make sure I have plenty of strawberry jam and a couple of grape jellies for when the boys decide they don't want strawberry jam, they want grape jelly on their peanut butter and jam sandwiches.
I went down the basement the other day, and I went for a jar of my cherry jelly. I put it in the 4-ounce jar, little jars. I go down. I'm like, I made a lot of cherry jam and jelly. And I probably had like 18 half pints and like 20 quarter pints. I went down there. There's like 6 of each left. And I went to my wife. I was like, are you eating my jelly? She's on a diet. She's like, no, why? I was like, was my daughter here? She's like, oh yeah, she stopped in the other day and went downstairs and got stuff. I'm like, she freaking wiped me out of my jelly. Okay, I guess I'm making cherry jelly and jam again this year. I wasn't planning on it, but I will.
Yeah. All right, alcohols. I know Mark's well stocked into little jars of alcohol.
Yep, buckets of them. Just
and beforehand, Tammy was talking and mentioned she goes through 4 or 6 big jars of vodka making tinctures.
Yeah, she don't drink it. She makes tinctures. 4. So let's be clear.
4, yeah. So so there's that. My son, who does not drink the hard alcohol, has. Gee, what's the last time? How many are in there? He has 1.5 of those 27-gallon black and yellow totes,
right,
full of big bottles of alcohol.
That's for trading and bartering and making stuff out of it if you have to.
Or making stuff out of and stuff, yeah. but he's been trying. California has gotten really strict on a certain brand of alcohol, whereas prior to
CV. Yeah.
No, even way before that, prior to Governor Moonbeam's last term, you can go to the liquor store and get Everclear.
You used to be able to, I can get it around here, so it's cheap too. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, in California now, that's considered a medical grade alcohol for some other processing stuff because it's above. They smashed a level on it to anything above that.
Goody.
Trying to keep people from
so
getting
now
drunk.
what do they have to get a prescription from your doctor to get a bottle of it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Go to the pharmacy to get it. That's great. It probably costs $150.
Or you got to be for a medical company to do it.
That's stupid, but it's California.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, your wife is still living there. Not getting any better anytime soon.
The only thing that's getting better, we'll find out in November.
If your taxes and all that. Yeah.
The taxes, like I talked about last night on the Midnight Ride. California is getting a voter initiative, trying to get it on the ballot to say no property tax on people 60 years or older.
That should be nationwide, but anyway.
Yeah, that's another story. All right, so alcohols. I left the question mark on here, and I just thought of something to put on there, and I lost it. Squirrel moment.
Squirrels? You can can squirrels.
What was it I was going to say? There was something else I was going to put on there that just popped into my head while we were talking here on the last couple things.
Medicines?
No, that goes in it goes in the medical the medicine cabinet, not in the pantry. But it was something else that would go in the pantry. Dang, can't remember what it is now. So anybody think of anything else that should go in the pantry? Not the medicine cabinet, not out in the shop, not in the laundry room, in the food pantry that I didn't bring up on the list here.
Juices. Especially if you make your own, if you're buying a bushel of cherries or something.
Oh, yes, there we go. Here we go. We got
cherry juice.
On Escape. So we got juices, Juic, juices. And then we have vinegars.
Yeah, they last a while. Get them out of the plastic jugs and put them in a glass jar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so I put an S on vinegars because my son probably has about a dozen different types of wine vinegars.
Oh, so do we.
Yep. That he puts on different salads and on spinach and on the broccoli. And yeah.
You can make sauces out of your vinegars. Balsamic sauces are really good.
Yeah. So let me go back up here to boom. So yeah, so those are some things too. Oh, shoot. No.
Water.
There was something else important about vinegars. We all remember how Bragg's used to be
5%.
Yeah, Bragg's used to be the top go-to apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, with the mother, and it was organic. Yeah,
and they got bought out, and the company
same with Tom's and Maine toothpaste.
The company that was providing the vinegar to them, so the people that bought it out stopped buying it from this other company, was providing most of the stuff, the raw stuff to them. They are now providing it to another company, and I can't remember the friggin' name of it. Because I've seen a couple videos out on that too, especially on Facebook, where they, on the reels, talking about it. Well, this company was the one that was providing it. Now they are providing it to another company, which they are actually, they've kind of bought stock in the other companies to keep them from being bought out too. And so they're doing it, and you can get it in the quart jars, half gallons, and the gallon jugs.
Glass ones, no less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar. So
they call it raw. It's raw cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Because it's not processed. Most of them still have the mother in there. They wind up getting the mother in there. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's something else to put into your to keep if you get it and possibly to stock it in your.
Well, you kind of need the white vinegar if you're going to be canning.
Yes, that too. Yeah, so you got your apple cider vinegar, you have your white vinegar, and they charge you a little bit more for pickling vinegar, which is the exact same thing as the white vinegar.
Yeah, as long as it's 5%, you're good.
Yeah.
Watch out. A lot of the new ones out there, you buy at the store, Heinz. If you look carefully, they've dropped a bunch of their particular jars to 4% acidic.
Yeah.
Which ruins your food won't last. You need 5% when you're making pickles and that. If you don't, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other vinegar that is 15, 30, 45, whatever, that doesn't go into pantry. That goes out in the cleaning supplies.
Yeah. And you do have to watch certain like red wine vinegar generally is made from red wines. Cider vinegar is made from apples generally. White vinegar, not always. It's a lot of it is distilled from petroleum products. Like
this one's separate here because it has a
it has a shelf life.
It has uses in canning.
Yeah, lemon juice has a shelf life, so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and one of the things you can do on the lemon juice is to freeze it. Make a little like little ice cube things, fill it tray full, freeze it, and put it in a seal, and either vacuum seal it or put it in a sealed container with some oxygen absorber in there.
Oh, I wonder, hey Tammy, can you can straight lemon juice?
Yes, you can. It's a very short water bath.
I would imagine the acid level is very high, and it'd probably make it last longer than just that bottle sitting on a shelf or in the fridge.
Yes.
As long as it's good lemon juice, not
real lemon juice.
Yeah, real
lemons. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw something out there, everybody. If you own your property, plant a lemon tree.
If it'll survive the winter.
Or if you're like up where I am or Mark or Tammy is, put it in a 15 or 30 gallon tub and bring it indoors during the wintertime. Howie has his in a bigger tub, and he just leaves the lemon tree indoors year round.
Yeah, just open the windows up if it's too hot.
Yeah. So, but that way you can get your lemon juice year round. I wish I knew what time in Cal. Let me go ahead and we're done with that. So let me go over here. I wish I knew what type of lemon tree was on the property I bought in California, because it's whatever was above the rootstock is gone. All it is because that froze off a couple years before we bought it, and there was one last one of the
graft on there, and it had the others on it. You could tell they were two different type lemons. Right.
And then the second or third winter, we got a really nasty cold winter snap one time. It was bad. It was so bad over at my parents' house 4 blocks away. Had owned that property since 1960, and never did the water line freeze over there. That year, the water line froze in 3 spots, and we had to replace it. Yeah. So this was a bad year, and it killed. I mean, we thought we lost a tree. Come springtime, half the stuff coming up, the branches about that big around coming up, all of a sudden started shooting out stuff and came back, except for the graft, because it was not as hardy as a lemon that the rootstock was. All right. Wendy Hardnack Farms is on Tammy's side doing the phone tag.
No, she can't tag people and say hi because she's on a phone. I get it.
Yes.
I can't do that on my iPad either. You can, but it doesn't work.
Right. And Tip Top Farm, Tammy, please do a video of the lemon juice canning or a link if you've already done one.
I haven't done one yet, but I will do one for you. I have done lemonade. It's very similar to lemonade.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's when it's coming out here sometime. All right. So, yeah. It also the foods what foods you need in your pantry. Try to keep it balanced to what you actually eat.
Yeah, vegetables, meat, stews, soups, things. Eat them.
That was the other one I didn't put in there specifically. Vegetables.
What's wrong with you? You are a vegetable. You are a vegetable tonight, aren't you?
No, because there's more reports coming out that were hidden that are coming out now. Thank you to a certain person who's bringing out and turning the pyramid upside down and stuff. So I'm going to name some stuff here, folks. It's controversial, so I'm just going to name some stuff really quick here. Tomatoes, kale, broccoli, spinach, and certain other dark green vegetables are very high in oxalates.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like me, you have to eat those very, very seldom. Otherwise, I get kidney stones from them. I don't eat them, no kidney stones. I start eating them, kidney stones. So that's why I didn't put them up there, because I wanted to specifically talk about that. However, squash, dark or light squash, no oxalates. Okay, I'm going to have to start eating more squash. The only squash I ever really liked was patty pan.
Hey, you don't like acorn squash or yeah, I know. You have to.
Yeah,
it's already sweet, and everybody likes to throw maple syrup on it and make it sweeter.
We didn't grow acorn squash before. We grew zucchini, yellow zucchini, green zucchini, patty pans, and some crookneck zucchini and some other ones. I preferred the patty pan over the others. I just did.
Yeah, but the hard squashes have a great shelf life by themselves.
Oh yeah, my daughter.
Zucchini, you can't really can zucchini. You can freeze it, but there is that.
You can freeze it. You can freeze dry it. You can it as a mush for making zucchini bread, for making pumpkin pie, and other stuff like that. The one year I planted a bunch of. Was it acorn? What's the other hard one that lasts friggin' forever?
Spaghetti squash.
Okay, it wasn't spaghetti. Maybe it was there.
Acorn or butternut.
Butternut. That was it. Because Howie told me to plant butternut, and so did Uncle Al.
Those suckers. You pick them in August. You're eating them next August.
Exactly. Or longer. I planted a bunch of them, had a bunch of them there, and I was going stuff, and my daughter went out, saw the thing, and she, I better harvest these. She harvested them all, put them down in her basement. A year and a half later, she ate the last one.
Yep, that was fine. You got to watch them. Yeah. Once you have to check them weekly, because if one gets a little bruise on it, you want to eat that one right now. Cut the bruise out and eat it. Because if you let it sit there, that bruise will go to the inside, and then it'll go to the other squash nearby.
Yeah, it starts producing gases and stuff.
Yep.
Which is something else to consider. I can't remember which all ones do it. I know bananas off gas and affect certain other vegetables and fruits.
Yep.
You got to be careful. Look it up, see which ones off gas that you don't want to store with other ones.
Well, you can't really store bananas. My mom taught me if you put a banana in a paper bag, it doesn't ripen as fast.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And if you leave it on the table, I bought a bunch of them the other day. I put them on a table. Wife took them out of the plastic bag. They're already getting spot. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. These things ripen in 4 days once they're exposed to the atmosphere.
Well, that's because bananas are highly sprayed.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I think we got everything covered here on stuff you know should happen. So yeah. So but basically, make sure you're balancing what you're getting. Some things you can stock a little bit more on, such as salt, because salt is very essential and it never goes bad.
And your body needs it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you get it on sale and you keep adding it to your supplies, you're good, because hey, that's something if you have to in an emergency, you can barter with. Sugar is another one that lasts forever. Honey is another one that lasts forever. And then
I'm dying to open. I chamber sealed little 1 pound. I had a 25-pound bag of Domino, and I was like, oh heck with it. I put them in 1 pound pouches and chamber sealed it, so they're like bricks now. Yeah. I mean, they'll be fine for canning and that, but not for like sprinkling in your sugar. You're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to break these bricks in half to weigh them, whatever I need to do it. They'll dissolve, but yeah.
One of the things that for vacuum sealing and that for the sugar, measure out in 1/2 cup or 1 cup, whatever the most common use of it is. Right. That way you just, okay, so it's, most of my recipe calls for 1/2 cup of sugar or calls for, a vacuum seal in the measured amount, and you write on it 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup, 1 cup, whatever.
That way you can just drop the brick in the boiling broth or whatever.
Exactly.
And there it is. We're good. That'll happen to me. Well, I'll be dealing with that with the 1 pound bricks I made.
Okay, so coming up here in
Monday.
the mornings on my other channel, Gray Man Prepping, for Saturday and Sunday in the mornings, it's 10 o'clock Eastern is when I'm editing my novels. Monday through Friday, it's 11 o'clock when I'm editing the novels. Tomorrow we're switching over to the Scout and the Ninja Book 2. A Ninja is Silent. And yes, it is a preppy one, and that is a that's an action adventure, survival, prepping love story. Okay. And yes, some of my friends have written me some very expletive emails, calling me all sorts of dirty names for making them tear up. Their wives love it. Okay. Anyways, so that's in the morning. Tomorrow morning we'll be starting with, like I said, book 2 of Scout and the Ninja, and we'll probably it'll probably take about a week to go through that, and then I'll go. I got 2 other books that are complete that to be edited. The Family Compound Book 1 and Blood Moon Falling. In the evening, tomorrow daytime at 2 p.m. Eastern with Shadow Scout Suite, I'll be screaming it to Gray Man Prepping. 10 prepping items that help you sleep at night. Then at 8 p.m. in the evening for Survival Saturday, part of the after the event, it is after the Micronova, what are your plans? Monday back here on Camppatton Family Compound, like I mentioned earlier, the topic is sauces. Tuesday, for Tactical Tuesday for Gray Man Prepping, is creating a prepper group. Thursday is the Midnight Ride. Next Friday here, and I got something cool that I did an unboxing. I posted it on Gray Man Prepping. I'll post it here on Camppatton tomorrow. My unboxing, and it's the topic for next Friday is seed starting. So, and Tammy says her internet went out again.
Yep, I saw her. She bailed about a minute ago when you were looking at your other screen.
Yeah, I saw that. So seed starting for next Friday here, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Even though we talked about growing last Friday was indoor grow indoors. We'll see if YouTube decides to make next Fridays permanently waiting to process afterwards. Yeah.
So I'm growing indoors. I'm up to my second hydroponic lettuce plant I buy at one of my local stores, and they're not expensive. We eat the lettuce, but I always leave the small leaves plus a couple medium-sized ones at the very center. Pick everything else off, eat it, and I put it in a glass of water. The first one is got a lot of roots on it, although it dried out the other day a little bit. My wife watered it again. I just did a second one, and I'm going to put those in dirt. And if I do one every few weeks, I will have a never-ending supply of ready-to-eat lettuce as it grows. And as long as I got the space for it and keep them watered and the dirt fertilized and whatever, it'll be good.
Oh, okay. All right. So Mark has 3 channels.
Oh, I just put one up.
You just put one up. Which one did you put up? Sofa?
Yeah, Sofa just put one up at 6 a.m. this morning, my time.
Okay.
That's for the guys.
Yeah. So he has 3 channels. Chef Tech 86.
Yeah, Chef Tech 86, Magic Acres, and the Sofa Survivalist.
Yeah. And the Sofa Survivalist is a satire prepping channel.
Well, they're just shorts. I just put lots of shorts
laughed on that one. I laughed my butt off so hard. My sides were hurting. It was only an 8-second video. I just let it play over and over again. I'm just sitting there just laughing my butt off. So yeah, because it's satire, and you know it's satire.
Here, I'm gonna mute this. I'll copy paste the grow your own food one I just put up this.
Yeah, that grow your own food one was absolutely hilarious. I thought my comment on it was kind of fun too. All right, so all right, we're gonna wrap it up here, but real quick here. So yeah, so these are some of my novels that we're doing final editing on, and we're just finished up chapter 4 on Against the Wind, number 2, Running Against the Wind. And we're starting the Scout and the Ninja. Ninja is silent tomorrow. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in. And hopefully we'll see you on one of the channels here coming up here. Mark and Tammy come up on my stuff quite a bit at night. So, yeah, take care, and we will see you around.
Have a good night.
And